Okay, so if you're seeing this, you've just finished watching the video on MC Escher and his tessellations. So now you're going to need your materials to be able to do this little project. So you're going to need a pencil. You're going to need one of these with numbers on the back. There's a bag full of them on my front table. You just reach in and grab one. Okay, you never know what they're going to look like, so it doesn't matter that you have to sift through all of them. Just grab one. You're going to need a pair of scissors, 2 pieces of tape, also on my front table, and a piece of 9 by 12 drawing paper. So what we're going to do now is you're going to take this thing and your scissors, and you are very, very carefully going to cut on the line as best as you can. If you get off the line, that's okay. Don't trim any little bits or pieces off. It's very important. I'm going to go pretty fast because people have been complaining that my videos are too long. So there's that. All right, so I've cut one piece off. You can see it here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to have it sitting like it would fit in a puzzle piece. I'm going to flip it over. Then I'm going to move it over to this side. Get these corners matched up perfectly. No gap in between the 2 pieces. Nice seam right here. And I'm going to tape them together. Again, there can be no gap in between them. Don't forget that you need to flip it before you slide it over. Now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut the other piece, making sure that my cut either starts or ends right at that corner. Boom. Okay. Fit it in like a puzzle piece. Flip it over. Slide it to the other side, making sure that the corners match like this. And tape it together. Any excess tape, see it right here, carefully trim it off with your scissors. If you would like to get more tape and put it on the back to make it stronger, you are absolutely welcome to do that. And you are ready to tessellate your shape. So what I do now, plop that in the middle of the paper someplace. It can be turned, it could be straight, it could be this way, it doesn't matter. All right? And hold your pencil straight up and down and very lightly trace the shape. The reason we hold our pencil straight up and down is so the tip doesn't get underneath the shape while you are trying to trace it. Try not to trace any fingertips that might be sticking out. And there you go. Now, the cool thing about tessellations is what comes next. So I traced my figure. I'm going to take this thing and I'll flip it over. Then I'm going to move it around until it fits into the one I already traced. Just going to overlap those pencil lines a tiny bit so that I can't see them anymore. And I'm going to trace the next one. Nice and light, keeping that pencil straight up and down. Boom. See how they fit together perfectly? And now I'm going to flip it over again. And I'm going to start kind of researching or moving around until I find another place that it will fit together. Okay, it doesn't fit there. Doesn't really fit perfectly right there. Okay. But it does fit perfectly right there. I had to turn it to do so, but there it is. So then I trace again. Being careful to hold every little bit of it so it doesn't move around too much, too. All right. And voila. So then I can either flip it over again and find a place where it fits. Like right there. Look at that. Fits right there. So I can trace it there. And I'm just going to keep tinkering around until I can get it to fit in places where they are perfectly overlapping. Pretty good spot right there. Okay. And you just keep flipping and tracing and locking them together so that there are no gaps in between each shape. And that's how we're going to tessellate the paper with our shape. Remember to keep flipping it. So that's a lot of information all at once, so there's not 30 videos for you to watch. You want to tessellate the shape until your entire plane or flat surface is covered, kind of like a bathroom floor with tiles. And that's it for the time being. Make sure your name goes on the back and your name goes on this shape.